Testing, hot outbound call, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time, with the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you hurricanes, Bensonhurst bombers, and all you Mr. Manicottis of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
May I favor you with this ode?
The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We are recording in the Non-Productive studios in Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show where you get your podcast. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review. Our home base is the Non-Productive site, which is Non-Productive.com/honeymooners if you want to listen. And like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page. What's happening, Lou?
Joe, we're at number 37.
37.
Man.
2 more until the magic number 39.
Yeah.
Don't know what we're going to do, but we should do something.
Yeah, we'll do something special.
Yeah, something a little special for the
Sure,
39,
sure,
right?
Sure.
But yes, we are excited. We have a lot. We have so much stuff. We're just like, all right, what do we want to do today? Because there's just so much stuff we want to do. First, we want to do something we've never done before, but we just figured it would be a nice thing to do. It's a way for us to pat ourselves in the back and also give a little shout out to people who were shouting us out, so to speak.
Yep.
We always say leave a positive review on iTunes if you can, if you listen. And we've gotten a bunch. But we never, they're just there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so I figured, you know what, maybe every once in a while we'll read one of them.
Sure, read one.
Because they're fans and they're good people.
People like to hear their name on.
Yeah. And this was from, this is from Greg Shells. And it's, the title is Must Listen. And he gave 5 stars. And this is his review. He says, "This is the only review I have ever left online. If you're a fan of the Honeymooners, this is an absolute must listen." And I would have to agree 100%.
Correct.
Yes, so how many? 16 reviews on the front and 25 on the back? I don't know, whatever it is. But we thank you, Greg Shells. And we thank you all for giving us a listen. And we've been getting a lot. We've been really communicating a lot on Facebook on the page and all that, and getting some good ideas.
Yeah, I've seen some new names too pop up.
Yes,
on that,
some new names.
Yeah. Our old guard is still there.
Yes,
the old guard.
Yes, the old.
You know
disasters.
who you are.
Yeah, the old disasters. The mental cases.
Mental cases.
You are
a
mental case. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff we want to do today, and what we're going to do is this is going to be more of a visual observation.
Yeah, it's
but we're still going to give a little audio from it just to kind of get you kind of refresh your memory, so to speak. So
because you'll get the sense of it when you hear the bit, you'll get the visual in your head because
yes,
we all know every line and every scene. So.
And it's from Hello Mom.
Hello Mom.
Which we all know it's one of the ending of Hello Mom is one of Louis' least favorite parts of the 39 episodes.
It's a great 25-minute
episode. Yeah. It's great. The last 2 minutes for Lou, but the first part, and it's a great episode. And we all know what it is.
Yes,
he thinks her mom's coming, and it ends up being his mom. But we're going to play the audio, and we'll give you the sort of the visual
in our way of describing things.
Bro.
Yeah?
Will you come here a minute?
What do you want?
This laugh is
Can't thread
key.
this needle. Will you try it?
I'm in a hurry, Alice. Must I do everything around this house?
Trying to thread the needle.
Trying to thread the needle.
If you can picture what he looks like.
Yeah. Great faces he makes.
You sure there's a hole in this?
We think that's an ad-lib, right, Joe?
Yeah, we think it's an ad-lib.
the end of the thread.
I'll thank you for no suggestions. I'll do this myself.
Thank you.
Thank you for no suggestions.
And he's trying to thread the needle.
Well, I wet it, Mrs. Weisenheimer, and there's no difference.
And
Well, give it to me. I'll try it.
Just leave me alone.
one more great line.
Yeah.
I started this, and I'll finish it. Just when I get it all warmed up, you want to take the credit.
All right, yes. Now, obviously, it's got a couple of great, we believe, ad-libs.
Yeah, it could be ad-lib.
Or just funny lines.
Funny lines, either way.
But when he first walks back in the room, you heard the audio, they just started laughing. Because, go ahead, Lou.
He walks out in a robe.
Yeah, he first he comes home from work. And he goes in to change to get ready to change.
Because he said he's going to a Raccoon Lodge meeting with Norton.
With Norton, right.
And then he comes out with this robe on. Like, where does this robe come in?
Robe with
this raccoon.
With this raccoon hat on. And it's completely unnecessary.
Like unnecessary, but he got a laugh.
Yes.
Because you hear the audience laugh, and that's the robe.
And you believe that
And I believe that Gleason was also a good physical actor and a clown.
Yes.
And he used his costumes like we saw in when he's all his cats wear and the golfing, all these ridiculous outfits, and he just got the laugh. And this robe gets him a laugh, and that's all that Gleason worried about.
That's all he cared about,
and that worked. There's no reason for the robe. There's no reason. What did he do? Go in and wash his face and hands? You need a robe.
He put a robe on.
And he put a robe on
over his clothes.
Like, what is that raccoon hat on?
Yeah, he's not in his pajamas.
No.
He's like, all right, let me get ready. I'll put the hat on first. Then I'm going to throw
put
a robe
over me so I don't get any water on my shirt or tie, whatever it is. But anyway, that was
a robe.
We didn't even know what to call this. I guess it's an observation. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but it was just very funny because if you think about it, there's no real logical reason for him to put a robe.
The robe has nothing to do with anything.
Especially the hat.
Especially the hat.
It's got nothing to do with the hat.
But it got him the laugh.
And
that's all he was worried about.
And if you think about it, when you think of the scene and you think of him trying to thread the needle, who knows? Maybe, because that's how we know it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it's funnier that he's in a robe. And the hat
and
while he's doing.
Yeah, it is.
That's all we know. Yeah. You know, and it's when people say, well, you know what, would you rather have seen them in color? Well, all we know is black and white.
Black and white.
So that's why you're never going to want to see
now,
it.
if he goes in the room and walks out with his raccoon Admiral Dewey sport coat on,
right?
There's no laugh.
There's no laugh.
No,
because
there's nothing.
Ready.
It's just getting ready to go to a meeting with Norton.
Exactly.
There's no laugh, but the robe got him a laugh. And that's I guess we can call it an observation. I'd say that's one of our observations.
Okay.
We'll put under that title. With an unintroduced
no intro
for that.
Observation, Louis' observation.
We'll get it the next time.
Yes.
We have plenty of observations.
Yeah. Now, this one, I don't know if this one is considered an observation either. You know what? This is. Okay. And I'm giving it the observation
intro.
I'm going to give it the observation intro for Louis. And here we go.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louis' observation.
Yes, we do. This is an official Louis' observation, right? Okay? So, now this one is from Something Fishy. And this is the famous Raccoons Lodge meeting.
Oh, we love the raccoons. We love the raccoons.
We love the raccoon theme.
Oh, everything about it. The club itself.
Yep. It's it's the raccoon theme. And so it's the episode where Ralph's talking and trying to get them more members.
Right.
And then they're like, well, they're trying to figure out why.
Why? Yeah,
they can't get
any members. Something's wrong somewhere. What is the thing that is not getting additional members.
Right. So here is the observation.
We get this.
And this is beautiful. This might be one of my favorite things that I've seen so far. One of the raccoons gets up and has an idea on maybe why, or at least a way to figure out why we're not getting it. And here it is.
There must be some reason we're not getting new members.
I suggest we look at all the possibilities. First of all, what are the requirements that a new member must go through before he can be entered into the lodge?
Now, in reality, what he said there's nothing funny about what he said.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It was nothing. There's no
just,
joke there.
No, it's just making a statement, setting up the next, whatever it is, joke or
exactly,
scene. Just a setup. It's just a setup.
But go ahead, Lou. Give it to him.
We gotta remember now. This is Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, 1955, where 99% of the men speak like Ed Norton. This guy gets up there like William F. Buckley,
I know,
and goes through this list.
I know. What does So let's go through all the. No, when he goes, I suggest we look into what are the reasons. I'm going to play it again because now you're understanding where we're coming from, and to listen to this guy pontificate like he is old Winnie came by. Winston Churchill.
There must be some reason we're not getting new members.
I suggest we look at all the possibilities. First of all, what are the requirements that a new member must go through before he can be entered into the lodge?
Before he can be entered into the lodge.
And even the line, requirements one must go through.
One must go through.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, even if it did, not one person that's ever stepped in that lodge is going to speak like that. I know. It's, I knight thee, king of... No.
King of Bensonhurst.
It would have been like, hey, so what does it take to become one of these raccoons over here?
Like us.
What is it? No, it should have been, what does a guy got to go through to become a raccoon? Hey. That would be, then it would have been like, oh, okay. It still wouldn't have been funny. It would have still been like, oh, maybe it would have been a little funny.
A little funnier.
But
we don't know this guy. He's Harry from the pool room, so we don't know if he's, because we don't know, the raccoons changed every week who they were. So we call them Harry just because we had no name for this guy.
Right. But none of these guys were stockbrokers.
No.
None of them were, country club members.
No.
These guys were all blue-collar
guys.
What must one of the raccoons go through to be entered into the lodge? Like we're trying to get into the Queen of England's the castle or something. What must the guy? Hey, what is one of us chooches got to go through to become one of us people over here?
Okay,
then it would have been a little bit, but it was just how. What's the word? He's being almost regal.
Yeah, very regal. You said before he's like pontificating. Guys in Benson, they pontificate it, but in their their way. They're like their Damon Runyon way.
Love it. One of my favorite things that you noticed, and we were like, this is fantastic. Absolutely. All right. We're going to do, we might make an intro for this, but we've mentioned this before, that where I live, I don't know if you have the same cable, Optimum.
No, I have FiOS.
Okay, so
I used to be on Optimum.
Okay. Yeah. So I have Optimum, which is the local cable company, and it's pretty much a monopoly. We can't even get it where we live. The section where we can't get anything else anyway.
I can get FiOS where
you
I'm
can
at.
get other right. Yeah. So I have it where because I don't have the 39 on DVD or whatever. Right. But I have it where I DVR it. So anytime a Honeymooners episode comes on anywhere, it records. And so it's great. I've mentioned this before. I can just go, there's been 5 more because they usually come in like bunches. Mm-hmm. And I just click on one and watch. So it's like, I think we mentioned it last week. Yeah. It's like, hey, instead of just putting on your favorite album, you just play my favorite band.
And you get surprised.
You get surprised.
You get surprised.
Right. Well, the best part of the surprise is when we've discussed this, when they have the descriptions of the show, it just sounds like people who have no idea what this show is about. It's almost like they think it's a drama.
It's like it's like saying Ralph throws Norton out of the apartment. Like, okay,
Yes.
that's one of 30. That's
Yes.
39 of 30.
Yes. So I have a couple more, but this one, because what it does, it's got the Honeymooners. Then it gives a 3-word or 4-word synopsis, and then it gives the full description, which is like a sentence.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is Louis has no idea.
Nope.
I am going to give you the title and then the description. You have to tell me which episode it is.
Okay.
You get one guess.
Okay.
One guess.
No lifeline
That's it.
or-
No lifeline. No calling.
Okay.
No calling AT&T. No Regis. The Honeymooners. Men's friendship is threatened, and then underneath, a misunderstanding threatens to end Ralph and Ed's friendship, which could be almost every episode, by the way.
A misunderstanding. Now, the end of friendship could be the costume party.
Yes.
Okay.
Could be. Yep.
I never want the name of Norton mentioned in this house again.
That's from Opportunity Knocks. Yep.
Could be McGillicuddy.
The deciding
vote.
Yep.
Misunderstanding. Wow. I'm going to say the costume party.
Costume party. Good guess.
Right.
Not even close. You're not going to believe it. It's Palomine.
Palomine?
Your favorite episode. Palomine. But the point is that you made 3 valid, it could have been any of the 3 you said, and it was Palomine.
Right.
Which it wasn't really a misunderstanding.
No.
Well, he misunderstood the ring, but how generic of a terrible description of that. It could have, the joke is, that could have been any of the 39.
Any of the 39.
Because he's always mad at Norton.
Ralph threw Norton out of the apartment. That's it.
This episode, Ralph yells at Alice.
Okay.
Well, I don't know which one that is. Ralph gets mad in this episode. But it's Palomine.
That's Palomine. Oh, my God.
But they couldn't be a little bit more. Just a
like,
little bit more. I mean, it was such a. But because it could have been legitimately any of the 4.
Yeah.
Palomine and the other
And the
3
three
you
you
mentioned.
mentioned.
It could have been any of the 4. And Palomine is one of your favorite.
One of my top 3.
And it didn't even
come into my head. Didn't even come in my top 3. Not even in my head.
Absolutely terrible, but good material for the show.
Okay.
So I have no problem with that at all.
That's all we need.
But yeah, thank you, Optimum Online, and these brilliant millennials that are making the descriptions. Yes, of course. All right, we're going to try a brand new bit. We're doing a brand new bit with an intro and everything.
That's right. This is fresh.
This is brandy new. And where is the I don't see it. There it is. Okay. This is a brand new bit, and we'll play the intro, and then we'll over-explain it like we always do. Recognize that song? The Honeymooners Podcast presents...
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this. Don't you get it? I wouldn't send a night out on a dog.
No, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Jokes that didn't get the love that they deserved.
I heard him.
Okay. I heard him. Yes. So if you can't figure out what it is, there were many lines that we feel were great lines, or at least good lines.
Good lines. Not you're not going to bust your belly on them, but,
But that got zero laughs.
Not even a guffaw.
Not even nothing. And we feel that they should have gotten more.
Something. Somebody sneezed in the audience or something. Just got some reaction.
Something, exactly. So we're going to play the one that we have right here. And this is our first one of many.
Because there were a lot.
Yeah, there were. Just trying to find this one thing here. I don't know. Where did it go?
And we'll see how it sounds.
Yes.
With that.
We'll see how it sounds with that. Hold on, I just got to get this soundboard here because for some reason it bombed.
You would think after 36 This is part of our show now. This is a big part of our show.
Okay. Hold on.
We're holding.
All right, here we go. Here is the joke that we feel should have gotten more laughs.
He's a very good doctor, that doctor, what's his name? Well, I don't know his name, but did you hear what he did for Callahan, the plumber?
No, what'd he do?
He kept Callahan alive until his wife caught up on the insurance payments. Very fine doctor.
Got nothing.
Nothing. It's like
That's a great joke.
Like one person in the audience just said, huh?
Yeah.
That's all you hear. Huh?
And you know what? I got to tell you something. Pretty edgy joke for 1955.
Yeah.
If you think about
Yeah.
it, because that's basically, it's a death joke.
The death joke, yeah.
You know, which the most of the jokes in this,
Yeah.
in the episode are about dying, but it's him.
It's him.
But this is like a doctor, some sort of doctor, like, I'm going to keep you alive so I can get my payments. Like, that's evil.
Yeah.
And that's a very edgy, I feel, funny joke.
Funny joke.
That
with a
got
time.
nothing.
Nothing.
It got, you know what it got, as we say in Italian? It got ugats.
Aguats.
That's what it got. It got crickets. Absolutely nothing. We'll play it one more time and we'll let you hear it. Here we go.
He's a very good doctor, that doctor, what's his name?
Vinny Boombots.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know his name, but did you hear what he did for Callahan, the plumber?
No, what'd he do?
He kept Callahan alive until his wife caught up on the insurance payments.
All right, we're not going to run this into the
no,
ground,
no.
but still, it's,
You get
you get the bit.
You get it. You get the
bit. And
Maybe not the joke, but you get the bit.
Yeah, you might not be laughing at this either, and maybe we'll do an episode of our jokes that didn't hit. You know what I mean?
It would be like a long episode.
Yes. All right, so we are now going to do. This is going to be interesting. We've discussed this, and we said we're not sure but we're calling it a flub. We're going to call it a flub.
Call this a flub.
Yep. Listen, we need to do the clip for it because, you know, the flub of the week.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer!
the flub of the week.
never gets old.
It never, ever gets old. All right. It's from a very, to me, underrated episode, The Worry Wart.
Yes.
Great episode.
Great episode.
Taxes, IRS, one room, basically. It was just all in the one room except
when they went to the office.
Just to go to the office, right. And Louis, I'm on Louis' side on this one. Louis thinks it was a basically kind of a flub because it was a pause, and we'll play it.
Yeah, we'll play it and we'll talk about it.
And we'll tell you what it is. Here we go.
I take off when I have my lunchbox waterproof, and I take off 25% off my rent when I use my apartment for business reasons.
Business reason.
The look is great. Oh,
You work in a sewer. What possible business could you conduct? Could you possibly write off in your apartment?
I practice in the bathtub.
and
You practice in the bathtub and they're investigating my taxes.
gets a good laugh.
Yep.
All right. Louis makes a great point, and go ahead.
Now, he says, what business could you conduct? Now,
Could you
possibly conduct? I think he was supposed to say deduct.
Right.
And he just messed up his word.
Because he
pauses
Yeah.
and in the Gleason way of doing things, recovers.
Right.
And says something. But I think, being that we're talking taxes here, and the word is, you're talking deductions.
Deductions, yes.
So I think that the word should have been deduct. And he
Right.
said conduct.
Right.
So
and it almost you could get it's almost one of those where you could get away with it because you're conducting business.
Yeah.
But you're talking about deductions.
And the thing is, he stopped after that. So I thought that's where we get this thing where we feel that he flubbed it.
It was a flubbish.
And recovered.
Recovered, yeah.
Recovered.
Because he's the greatest.
But I always thought, you guys, you people out there, you can write us,
Right. Yeah, Pony Express. The whole night.
And when you write me, don't write in that text like stuff. I need real words.
Don't put TTYL.
No.
Louis not going to understand.
I need real words.
Talk to you later, type of thing.
In cursive too.
Yeah.
So I need.
But yeah, so it's like.
It's up there. We and Joe we're not reaching here. We're just thinking that this is what it could have been.
Right.
Because it is, Joe. It's that pause in between.
Yeah.
That we know that
because he
screwed
was
up somewhere.
So good.
Yeah.
He was so good that. The only time there was a pause where it was like in the not a right spot means he must have messed
up something,
And he absolutely he recovered.
He recovered.
Yeah.
He
We'll play one more time.
Good.
I take off when I have my lunchbox waterproof. And I take off 25% off my rent when I use my apartment for business reasons.
He does this turn. He turns his whole body to Norton, which is so funny.
Business reason? You work in a sewer. What possible business could you conduct? Could you possibly write off in your apartment?
I practice in a bathtub.
It just sounds.
Yeah, it just sounds like something was wrong there.
It's not smooth enough for Gleason.
No, not at all.
That's
where we come up with this flub that we label it a flub.
Flubbish. Yeah, exactly. And look, worst case scenario, we'll just get people sending us messages on Facebook that we don't know what we're talking about.
That's just good too.
Hey, listen, what I say? No, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Bad publicity. Yeah.
I guess not. Well, we do you have a trivia?
Oh, yeah, I got trivia for you.
Yeah, because we're at like I don't know 25.
Oh, we are okay.
Oh yeah, we are 26 minutes. We're cruising.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Quick.
Oh, before we do the trivia, Joe, I want to talk about that the thing with the line in Trapped.
Oh, yes.
We just want to hit on this because we got a couple people that wrote us about a couple of episodes back, I believe when we were doing the remote episodes.
Correct.
We had mentioned something about Trapped and the line that Norton says that we can't understand.
Right.
And when they're tied up, him and Alice are tied up, and Ralph's in the room with Bibbo, and Norton says something, and we believe he's saying, "You dirty coward, you," as he yells this out.
Right.
Now, we got a couple of people wrote us, and it finally got to my my P.O. box, and said that the line is supposed to, I think it was Ira and Michael, said that the line is supposed to be, "You're killing him."
Correct.
That's from the script, I believe they said. There's no way in the world I'm hearing "you're killing him." Maybe that was in the script, but maybe Carney changed it.
Here, I'll play. I got it ready.
You got it ready?
Yep,
all right,
here we go.
Play it, Joe.
Here we go.
You ain't married to a very smart guy, but he sure has for you.
Stop it! Stop it!
Dirty coward, you!
That is not "you're killing him." I'm sorry.
You look at his face, and it looks like he says, "You dirty
"You
coward,
dirty coward, you."
Yes,
that's what I believe it is. Now,
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of right on that one. I know I'm more
the infallible Louis.
That's right. I think I'm more right than "you're killing him."
Well, maybe like you said, maybe it was "you're killing him" in the script,
right?
But he says, "You dirty coward, you," or.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Like that, yeah.
But
something
it's not,
like that. It's
you're
not
killing
"you're killing him" because it doesn't even match up with the words and his mouth.
In his mouth, yeah.
Take him inside and work him over. Come
No,
on.
no, please, he didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it. Just tie him up. Don't take him in there.
You ain't married to a very smart guy, but he sure has for you.
Stop him! Stop him!
Dirty coward, you!
It just, it doesn't sound like you're killing him. But look, let's be very diplomatic here. Maybe it was "you're killing him" in the script.
Yep.
But it doesn't sound like he said
say
it.
that because me and Joe were discussing this before about this.
Yeah.
And we're saying that we know Gleason had basically a carte blanche with the with the script, and I can see if there's only any other person
his
who could
house.
have it. Yeah, it's his house.
If anybody else.
If anybody else, would be only Art Carney.
And the thing was, Audrey Meadows, she was such a professional that she wouldn't go off script.
No.
She was just a precise, precision actress. Yep. She didn't need to go off
She didn't need to go off. Yeah. But I could see if anybody, we know Ralph had carte blanche because he wasn't very well rehearsed.
Right.
And we think that Art Carney could have, when he wanted to, Gleason would have given him.
If there's somebody, if there's anybody that's going to be able to have that kind of carte blanche, it's Art Carney.
Art Carney.
Without a doubt. So yeah.
That's what we think. So if anybody,
Yeah. Hey, listen, you dirty coward,
dirty
you.
Coward,
if you got a problem with that. All right. Let's do the
what end it with a trivia, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to do rapid fire again. We're going to just got a little one for you.
Just you got one for me?
Yeah, I got one for
you think you think I get this one?
You could.
Okay.
You could. You might, Rabbit. You might.
You might, Rabbit. You might. Okay, Clancy, take the boys and surround the house.
Around the house.
If you don't know what that is, I'm not explaining it to you.
I'm not going to explain it to you because you don't see Bugs Bunny on TV anymore anyway. Poor kids.
Cartoon Network, though. At
they do.
They'll do a Looney Tunes hour.
Oh, okay.
4 to 5.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. All right.
Because I'm home all the time. So anyway.
I've been home for 3 years. And okay, here's the trivia. We know the one where Alice's mother, of course, talking about Chester Barnes.
Yes.
In there, and that's the alarm clock one, Blabbermouth.
Correct.
Okay, now outside of Chester Barnes, she mentioned 2 guys other that Alice could have married.
Okay.
That would have given her like house in Long Island and blah 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 blah. Who were those other 2 guys?
Towns. I can't think of the. I don't remember his first name, but he's the one with the fancy coats in Long Island.
Right.
Right.
Gave her something like, and the other one had the big house in Long Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Which one is Towns?
I think that's Towns.
Is he the one in Long Island?
Could be the one in Long
There's
Island.
one other one. So there was Chester Barnes.
Chester Barnes.
Now, does she mention his name, or does Ralph say it when he's talking?
Ralph mentions it to
right.
Alice. He mentions it 2 names.
Yeah.
Because we knew Chester Barnes was mentioned by
by her.
Could have had fur coats.
Not Rich Towns. Jack Towns.
Jack Towns. Okay,
Jack Towns.
That
Okay.
one, okay.
Jack Towns. And if you give me the initials for the other one, I might be able to get it.
FF.
Franz Ferdinand? No, I'm just kidding.
Close.
FF?
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Fay.
Fred
Fay.
Fred Fay?
Fred Fay. Could have married Fred Fay and had the town something like.
I don't even ever remember hearing that.
Fay is hard. It's hard to hear. It's very hard. Jack Towns.
He's Jack Towns.
Now it's Jack Towns. I think it's Jack Townsend.
It probably Townsend, but it sounds like he says Towns.
Towns.
Right.
And he really doesn't finish off the END at the end.
But what does he say with Fred Fay?
Something to do with, we should know this, something to do with him, somebody had like fur coats, and then the other guy was the big house in Long Island.
Right. I thought it was, with the fur coats and a house in...
Could have married Fred Fay and had fur coats. Could have married Jack Towns and had a big house in Long Island.
I don't remember hearing Fred Fay.
He
now
says
I got to listen.
You got to listen to it because it's very faint. You actually have to listen to it to hear what he's saying.
Gotcha.
You hear the name.
All right. I'm gonna. I gotta listen to it. So that's the homework for everybody. If you didn't know it,
go listen to it and correct us if we're wrong.
And it's a matter of record.
Matter of record. Yes.
Right before the 3 minute blabbermouth scene.
Yeah. So if we're wrong, I want you all out there and correct things. We didn't listen to this before the show. This is just off the top of our head.
Oh no, that's a good one though.
So it's a good one for everybody out there.
I feel okay that I got one of them.
Yeah,
I did all right.
Jack Towns.
Jack Towns. Yeah. He might have had a couple. He might have had a couple before.
Like we said in one episode before, out of all the 3, Alice picked the fat bus driver. So blame yourself, Alice. blame yourself.
Exactly. It's all on you,
all
kid.
on you.
It's all on you, kid. You could have had fur coats, a house on Long Island.
Instead, could have had a tall, slim Chester Barnes.
Yes.
You settled for the
and she gave up the good job in the laundry,
for this. So it's all on you, Alice. Sorry.
All right, we're getting out of here. That was episode number 37 in the books. We appreciate everybody giving us a listen. Tell your friends about the show. We also have 2 promotional videos. It's on my YouTube page if you just look for Joe Conti. But if you just put Honeymooners Podcast in YouTube, there's like 2 quick 3-minute promos that are like clips from our show.
Right.
And I'm going to try to get some more of those. But if it's like, if you know people that like the show, you know, the actual Honeymooners show, send those out. Put it on your Facebook page or whatever, and that might get them to give us a listen.
Yep.
And we can just have more and more people. So
that's what we want.
We thank you so much for doing everything that you do for us, and we'll see you next time.
Night all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.